Hi everyone, welcome back to another lesson. This is a bonus lesson in the card kit because these threads are not included. It's embroidery floss that I'll be using for this technique, but I still wanted to show you this technique in case you have embroidery floss at home or yarn or some larger kind of thread or fiber that can be used for this technique, right? So today we'll be making a quick rainbow card, right? We're going to be using foam tape to adhere the floss, the embroidery floss, to the rainbow, okay? So you can do any kind of design that you would like, but this is just a basis for you to have an idea of the technique. So I attach foam tape to my little rainbow cutout and I cut the foam tape in the shape of the cutout, right? Pretty simple. Now I'm just going to burnish down the tape to make sure it's adherent to the paper. And after that, I'm just fixing my camera a little. I'm going to remove the protective backing and start adding my thread to the rainbow. Okay, so I'm going to be doing it in somewhat of a rainbow order, but you can definitely do it in a semicircular fashion. What I like about this technique is the squiggly lines, how fun it is. It's kind of just free form, so you just start to place the thread down in curves, however you'd like, and then you're going to use the thread and fill in the space. Right here I'm using the awl included in the kit to help with guiding the thread, right? So the awl helps to push the threads together, gives you a bit more control, especially because I'm working with a small space. If you're working in larger spaces, it's much easier to just wheel the thread around, right? You can also turn the die cut however you'd like to get a better grip and to get a better angle to work with, right? So I'm just putting the thread and pressing it down onto the foam tape, right? As close as possible to cover all of the spaces. So that's basically what we're doing. You can see me just filling each area separately with thread. You don't have to cut the thread a lot, but once you reach the end in one area, it makes sense to cut it so that you can have free range when you're filling the other area with thread. And you can see the awl really helps me to control how the thread moves. So I'm just gonna put another layer on top of the blue thread, using my awl again to help fill in all the areas. And I'm doing this now with yellow, so you just take your time and go around. This part is sped up, but you get the idea of just filling in the areas until there's no more tape showing. And don't worry about cutting the loose ends. We will add glue to them at the end to ensure that they don't unravel. So just keep filling your areas with the thread. This is the last pink thread, and I just keep filling until I fill the entire area. Now, any areas with loose thread, I just add some glue to the area, and this will just help to seal off the edge of the thread, help it to adhere to the other threads around it as well. And it's a simple way to ensure that the edges are more neat. You can use this technique on an entire background as well. It's really fun on backgrounds as a centerpiece of a card. It's a really fun technique and really easy to do. So I'm adhering the rainbow piece to the card base that's included in the kit, and I just ensure before I adhere it to measure measure where it will fall in relation to the cutout so that it's centered in the middle of the cutout, right? So I'm just going to burnish down a little some of the areas that have been glued, and now I'm going to add foam tape to the back of the card front. So now I'm just attaching the card front, adding foam tape to the back just to make sure it's properly adhered to the front of the card. I'm adding the foam tape on all four corners, right? And making sure it's as flush as possible, not showing through the die cut area. So I'm just going to cut away a small area that's showing through the front. And now I've removed the protective backing and adhered the card front to the card. I've added my sentiment. I'm adding glue to it, and I'm going to add it to the card. So this is the finished card. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you again.